1, 2, 3. Ready or not? It's the starting line for a childhood ritual found in almost every culture. We usually associate it with the simple thrill of a backyard chase or a clever hiding spot in a closet. But to play this game, we have to agree to a specific social contract. We actively choose to turn off our natural evolutionary defenses. It starts with the count. You stand facing a wall, cover your eyes, and voluntarily strip away your sight and situational awareness. Then comes the hiding. You force yourself into a dark closet, slide under a bed, or crouch deep in the woods. You corner yourself in a defenseless choke point and mandate your own absolute silence. We can observe what happens when this setup is breached through 3 separate cases: 2 teens in an empty house, kids in the dark woods, and friends on a sprawling farm. In all 3, we face a central question. What happens when a real threat hijacks this environment? The game doesn't just simulate vulnerability, it physically creates it. By following the rules, the players position themselves as unresisting targets for an uninvited guest. Once the game begins, a psychological filter drops over the players. Every strange noise or shadow is immediately rationalized as part of the fun, silencing alarm bells. Take the case in the locked house. A 15-year-old boy slides under a guest bed in the dark. He hears slow, heavy footsteps enter the room, followed by deep breathing and shuffling shoes. He assumes his friend Chris is the one searching for him, so he stays perfectly still. In the woods, the isolation is even more extreme. A 14-year-old crouches behind a fallen log in the pitch dark. Heavy boots crunch through the dead leaves and stop inches from his hiding spot. The psychological trap snaps shut. In both scenarios, the natural impulse to speak up, ask who is there, or run away is suppressed. Doing any of those things would mean breaking the rules and losing the round. As the game continues, the auditory warnings escalate. In the upstairs bedroom, it's the slow, dragging noise of fabric across a carpet. In the tall grass of the woods, it's a low, unidentifiable whispering. The mechanics of hide-and-seek effectively gaslight the player. They're forced to take immediate physical signs of danger and mentally relabel them as harmless play. Predators can actively weaponize these boundaries to their advantage. We see this play out on a rural Pennsylvania farm, where a stranger dictates the terms of the game. An older teenager named Keith approaches the group and suggests changing the game to Manhunt. His specific goal is to expand the playable area to cover the entire property. This rule change provides perfect cover. Establishing the entire yard as play space lets Keith scout the property without looking out of place. He vanishes completely, leaving only a dirty, weathered rope directly outside a bedroom window. Eventually, the internal logic of the game breaks. Across every story, there is a point where the seekers are all accounted for, yet the sounds of a hunt continue. In the locked house, the hiding teenager heads downstairs and hears his friend call out from the basement. He realizes that the heavy footsteps and the slow dragging sounds he heard upstairs belong to an unknown intruder. Back on the farm, Keith's daytime scouting pays off late at night. The homeowner wakes to the sound of a stick scratching against his bedroom glass. He pulls the blinds to see a dark figure standing inches away, ending only when his father runs outside and fires a shotgun into the dark. The moment this discrepancy is recognized, the game terminates. The illusion falls away, and the players instantly transition from active participants into trapped targets in a real-world hunt. Surviving these encounters leaves a permanent mark. It erases the childhood assumption of absolute safety. Standard environmental noises are permanently rewired in the brain. The sound of a creaking floorboard down the hall or a snapping twig in the dark no longer signals a playful game. They become cues for an immediate threat. At its core, hide-and-seek is a sanitized, structured simulation of predator and prey dynamics. We practice being hunted under the assumption that we control the variables. The deep terror of these stories stems from the exact second that this simulation fails and reality takes over. There is a haunting lack of closure. The intruder in the locked house was never caught. The man watching the kids from the woods remains unidentified. And the purpose of Keith's rope is left entirely to the imagination. These lingering unknowns prove how easily our innermost sanctuaries can be breached the moment we willingly drop our guard. Hide and seek relies on the thrill of being found, but these stories leave us with the realization that even before the game started, we weren't alone.